Asasiyatil takat Johan. Tegawaya. Asya ak. Ya hasulil ko has anikach. Ja hachuchaya yanagut we kayanigu. Heshwasaka kwati koa. When kanins kwal yes aya kone adeya shakaw satan we talk kone aya ke kai naniku. Shakte. Heshwasaka kwati. Je awa khwasatin kleatge. Shakir. Yées gleidaya kudzati. Kleda kusatan ko ayag. Gwall Kwanlin, gwall Anchorage, gwall Fairbanks. Kleyag ko Klech kubus ya yidat. Ya naski giach tu asagu wush kanachkach tu da di gwall just klechgach anach. Gwall itu agesigu. Ya ziki kawu yach aya at yigudi. Heshwasaka kwati. Ya wan kanins we kayetki adatki yewe hasti tawasaku ye hasada ya kausaku in achkate gwal hechosaku wasagach tu sawe costume koa gwalli tu wasaku tu kaka kwati gal Cajun gal ka ashu kone yakwahi ade tlaidushu gal ka ashu aka khetka ach yetkitin we tlenuksi atqa kagachtushi ye awe ka dia kache kagachtu gwal kuch how yek echa gwal tlenuksi atajit kakqiti tlach tu ashko hastu in kaniki tla in kiniki kut igachtu Yéil tlach tu ashko kut ke igachtu Yéil ye awe kut outli Yéil aya ga conjugation. Tlingit inachayach tuasagu. Wushuch atil ati. Ya adat aya ga hel dasa gwal helte tu at. Ya na ka hechwasaku gwal tlingit sai aya gartulla yer. Ye away get the cutway grammar teen. Hawaii has the jiwu has the yuchatangitin. Ya hechosagu wasagach tu sa grammar too. Ye away kukahadis. Clay jinkat kadeich yagiya wahi ade naski gich anach ea wush kanach gach tu daat. Stakatu han adusa Tlingit yuchatangidat ye jinei. Ye awe gwall tech hundred ea kudzati we pa Tlingit chinach yuch alla atki. At joich eka hatu asagu wush kanach wutu da adi. Wana nisa we like data tunach sa yagach tu daqa ha shakach de hin shakach de ha ya chaasa aya Tlingit chinach yuch alla atki. Qeqaweich tu asagu ya adatki ka yanwat ka hashuka has Stakat has ausakuch a yego gink Tlingit yuchatangi aku konachoe has aushagug. Yewe ach tu asagu. Ya naskigi gwal just chayego ginki yeje gachtune. Ye awa ach tu asagu chosaku. Ak kwan has de anide age kukachitin. Ya kukahadis we ha yuchatangi dat. Nik erkshe chan kananig. Juno de aga. Xóots Aawasháayi Yées Sháatkʼ. Adusa Juno de Cookquateqin. Ya Goog.
Ti'u ka khat ka edulitsin.
Yake. Ya awach we Daislin dach uwu hasu hade has Cookquatin. Ya achtu yake. Adusa we she a tika dach Cookquatetin. Yohanaksha Sakte Uqachukan. Shanik
Gwasye Xóots
Yake. Kaiqawe achtuasaku. We gao tleshbush kanach gartu da'at. We kaya achtuasaku. Stakatu han gwash. Tesh ade kun qitini ye. Ya achtuasaku gwash kakqilatin. Ya awe ye khwaji. Ya gwash internet, gwash television, gwash kush like. Ichti deyi. Yikt. Yich. Ka. Quyawdahayi ka akuqo aya. Gwash quyawdahayi a ka dutini at akach aya gwash yekwati we wushkanach wudadi gerlingit yuqitangida. Hastsu talchaslingit gwash naskinach aya dekina qinach yuqalla atki gwash naskinach aya Tskan qinach yuqalla atki hastsu ha'in khaskach sati. Yewe qanachawi kautua aq ya shitahini qaqu aya hasawa ich wede. Yewe hatuati qanach kadain aya hastu qeitch aya katushidi. Ade hasyuqalla atkiya chahayuqatangitim. Aqa hasqaqwawus we yi sayi adat. Tlasaya qustiyat at tlasaya qustiyat qayat atsu wujaqtus tu yawe ya akhit kitin ya kacha aq hastu ikhal tu ade dus tu ya akatkat sewakak ayanach ka akin ka wuch gwash wuch kachdus tu ka wush dachdus tu hech wasak wush adach yet that's it Tlaikaqinach we multiply gwash kun qasa kun qasa dus tu awa division qa hech wasaku kun qasa ach katuchash hech wasaku that's what you did qa tsukka Gwash naski gi aya achtuasagu Gwall tlelli to ashko helwasaka kwati. Where a dach a kaudu a heitl skallniki aya gachtull. One qanins Tlingit we Halloween qa chadasa. Aqwa gwall adat ki tini ne helwasa uti. Ewe hatwas a good the cut yech a yakusti haslingit yuchatangi. Qaqa kwati gwall kagachtu aq. We yuchatangi gachtull yechil the cut yech. Yek Idat qa ya Gwalltachuni a achtuasagu adat yejigachtunei achana. Yéil ʼaan. Xóots Aawasháayi Yées Sháatkʼ. Yewe achtuasagu yi inkachwanigi we down our collection dot. Ka wasa guksa kudzati we ka eitch katushkiti tlingit ʼinach ka gwall Jayuk genki we verb conjugation. Helkatin hasaku. Dasayi to asaku yidet koa. Yi aya ya a dultu wu yeg. Dasayi to asaku yidet.
ʼaan.
Yeshkachanake. Okay, so Jayuk genki gleit kach einach. There's 4 things tonight, maybe. I want to talk about the Downhour collection and how to look through that and how you can get access to things that are on there. A little bit of verb conjugation stuff, Yéil, and a woman who married a bear. So we'll move to Yéil. We'll all take turns reading a sentence, and then whoever's turn it is to read, tell us what you can interpret, and then we'll open it up to the floor, and then we'll sort of talk about how to, what kinds of things might be helpful in there for us. Okay. And maybe everybody's sick. Maybe everybody's disappearing. We got 2 in the room. Naskinach awe uhanyag, ka kleinach dachnach, naskinach dach uninach, kejininach, kleidushinach, gwall dachadushinach awe icht deyikach, ka kwati. If it's hard for you to read, just say chadyanik, and we'll pass, but give it a shot if you can. Okay, who wants to read the first sentence?
Atdaqin awe. Yandaqin awe. Tlayeish. Kudaseqak. Cha'ak.
Gunis chish. Okay, chukan, chosatim, qayatim. Okay, dasa yisiku qayata, tlekach enach yisiku ke dasa way. Let's do one section at a time. Atdaqin away.
He was
around.
Ja'asa.
He was flying around.
He was flying, so if this ut were low tone, that would be he was flying around. But when we get atdaqin, when it's high tone, we would expect it to be to arrive there, which is a pretty subtle difference. That one would be like really hard to hear the difference between. But that's the difference between the high tone ut and the low tone ut. And these are both directionals because we know there's also a high tone ut and a low tone ut that are actually a different thing, the something thing. But that's not what this one is. So you could say like he flew there. And how about the next part? And and again, like in the translation, you could say he arrived there, but we'll just probably just say he flew there. But we know that the grammar is signaling that he did indeed make it, right? And then it's saying daqin because we would, in other forms, we might expect wudaqin, so it would be short, at wudaqin, where if it was a low tone at, it would be at wudaqin. But we get a little bit of a different verb mode going on here. So what about yendaqin awekle?
He finished flying there.
Yeah. So but the there is kind of not. She doesn't repeat it that. So you might say when he finished flying, to rope the tle in there. Yéil. Some people like to say raven with a capital R. Some people like the raven. I guess I kind of lean towards the raven these days, but you know. And qudasaqaq.
He caught catching his breath just there.
Yeah, he is catching his breath. Qudasaqaq. So that's a pretty fun one. That's probably worth looking up. Let's see what we could find for that one. So to look for this one, like if we were to just look around for this verb, we might go to the verb dictionary and then just looking at the structure, right? So we say qudasaqaq, like that's really long. But then there's very few verb roots in Tlingit that have more than one syllable. But as soon as we hear this qudase, we should recognize that that's pretty much the prefix right there, right? But maybe when we get the da part, the only thing that could really be is the classifier. So in this case, we have seqaq, which is probably a two-syllable verb root. So we're going to see if there's anything under seqaq. And there is. To regain breath, to get one's wind back. And then there's this little part here, which is qaq, which we'll see in a few different places. Let's see. So one place we can see it is I don't know if that verb is in here. There's a verb to gut a fish. Let's see if I can come up with it. Maybe under remove. Because there's two of them that I could think of, verb roots that have that gaq in it, which is actually a suffix that is it's frozen into certain verb roots. And in this case, it usually means to remove. We have Yéil, ut, Yéil, and then aq. Maybe it's a different one. Segaq and aq. Okay, I have to mess with that one a little bit. But qudasaqaq is to catch one's breath. And so we'll see if Aawasháayi has that one. Just so we can see maybe there's ways to use it. don't see it. So let's go back to the verb dictionary and see what they have. I think it was under catch. Maybe it was under breath. So we see breathe is desa. So would desa, deseok, which is where daseok comes from for air, or chaseok. And then we have qad deseqaq. Kak qad deseqaq. I'll get my wind back now. So there's something like if you have these two syllable verb roots, I think they're pretty much always invariable. So you can't use some of the verb detective things, like if it's in the perfective, we can't tell whether it's zero or not. But if it's future here, and that's how it's listed, right? So this is a future form of a verb, and this is so what do we know about this looking at that future form? And this is how they write, nowadays we would write K-A-K underline K-W-A. This is just how they wrote it back then. It's not anything unusual, it's just a different way to write it. But what do we know about that now?
It's the future version of a verb with the subject of I.
Yeah, so first person, and so when we look at the future, it can tell us whether it's ga or qa. Like if this was ga, how would I know?
It would have K in front.
It would have K in front. And if it was qa, it would have yay in front. So I can say, well, it's either zero or na. But there's not enough there to tell me more about it. So, and it's got a ka. We see the ka thematic, and then the subject goes right there. 0 plus the seqaq. The sa part in the verb is saying, like, first of all, and so this is where it's a little bit different than shuhua. So shuhua would usually be like, this thing happened first and then this thing, but this, especially if you're using it like this, like a future form of me plus is really just saying, I'm going to do this first. Like, let's say we're hiking or something, and I might say, first I'm going to catch my breath, right? Like I'm winded, and let's just see what else Weha might have for this one. Just, when we encounter like some new verbs are worth just checking out a little bit. And he probably has it under sa.
What's the underlined Y that he has?
It's the Y with the 2 dots over it. That's how I'd write it. So wutlisa is to rest. Ilseich is resting. Wutlisa rested. Kudeseqaq, catching breath. Ayadech wasa, spraying spit. Deseok, breathing, alive. Wudasa. There was a speaker, Ken Austin, who was talking about that they're all from the same verb root, sa, to breathe, to live, to rest, and to name. He said they were all the same. And then also like your name. He was saying that there was some connection between those. So you say like, Aawasháayi, that's my namesake, but that's also my life and my breath. And so it gets pretty complex to think about that stuff. And then that seqaq. This root on here, there's a suffix right there that's doing something. Let me see if Zeosh has that. Just to keep digging deeper. It's doing something, yeah. And so we see it in a few different places, and I'll try and find some other verb roots that have it, and maybe we can start to look. This aq is the one I got it confused for. So qaq is different, but there's certainly a verb root on there, and it's doing something. But if regardless, that qaq means he's catching his breath, and so he's doing this kind of right now, right? Okay, yike. Iti atisa di tuasaku awatu guk.
Cha nesti away sa gunaye uwagut.
Okay.
It's really confusing in English to me.
Yeah.
In the old days, or back in the old days, something about becoming or being. Only then he arrived, or gunaye. Is that in the beginning again, or what is that?
Yeah. Well, the qunna ye uwagut on its own, just if you just said those two things, it means he or she started to walk. And so there's no real, like, you could start saying, nechte, you could put something after it. But this part right here is just really saying he started to walk. And then the chalk part, this is really interesting too, because like chalk, if I just said that, it usually means, like, it has this kind of default meaning, which is long time ago. But it could also mean for a long time. It just kind of depends on context. And so in this case, when you say nasti, this is that siti verb with the X that marks what it's being. And so, and then sa is like only when, just when, so it's usually like only when he did this, he was able to do that thing or something. And so there's different ways, there's a lot of paths to interpreting this one. I would probably say only after it got to be a long time did he start walking again, right? Or did he start walking, maybe? And so it's sort of like there's a bunch of stuff that gets packed in there, and it gets put in there in a different way than we would do it for English. You get the na in there, so like we could look at this like it's getting to be a long time. It's getting to be a long time. Awetsa, only then. Qunaye uwukut, did he start walking? And so qunaye, you're going to hear as qunay as well. And that's an adverb, and it's also one of these directional things. You could say qunay. That means start driving. It's a command form. Qunay, start driving. And you could say qunay uwakuk, he or she started driving, or driving the boat as well.
And I'm missing. So siti to me means to be part of a group or to belong to something, or is that a different verb form there?
That's the same one. And so it's like it's beginning to become a long time. And that's just how Tlingit will sometimes think of those things. And so it's like the time itself is starting to turn into something long, I guess. That's how you might think of it. Okay, I lost my little chat window. I don't know where it went. Hold on. Okay, I guess it's just gone. Okay. Who wants to read that one?
Xóots Aawasháayi Yées.
Okay.
And that one, I'm guessing again, but I thought, what's happening way over there?
Yeah. What? So this kawahayi, this kawaha would mean like for something to happen, and so you could say, "Yiide kakwanik wasa at kawaha hakade." I'm going to tell you what happened to us, and so this is, and then this kawaha, like I think there's another version of a Raven story where his wife is saying, "Kashach just at kawaha at I don't want this any old thing to just be here." So like this kawaha, it means like for something, and it depends on the context, I guess. Like we gotta, I think Lear has a few different versions of this one, this kawaha, but of course there's like a million of these ha verbs, so I might even miss it altogether. So wuha is to move. Let's see if I could find it. Awaha, ausaha, kuaha. And they're all, that's kind of slightly related. Some of these seasons, time, a kaushaha to do away with something. Yahayi, sewaha is to miss something. Shchudlaha is to get yourself away. I guess like kuchchudlaha is to lead yourself into being lost. Kaushaha, kaudaha, reading closer. It mysterious. Oh, kuch kaudaha. That's so kawaha is what this verb would be, but because it's kuch to be returning, it'll push it plus d. So for something to just mysteriously return, like you were looking, money. Like let's say some money got taken from you, and you just said, "Well, I'll just close my eyes. If you want to put my money back, we'll just leave it alone." And you say, "Ha, kuch kaudaha." It came back. Jiwaha. I thought there were some just straight kawaha examples in here. Hot kaudaha, kut kaudaha, dak kaudaha. Well, kaudaha is to move invisibly, like a ghost. At kaudaha way, Patrick Swayze. Ade sahade. Cha'ade uwaha. It happened that way. And then he's got a bunch of these that are just like crossed out, which is always interesting. I'll have to see if I could talk to him about those sometime, or if anybody sees them. I think it means that he might have had a theory and then it just got, I don't know. Kawaha, here we are. Was on the scene, was there, it happened. It's just located there. Dukak ku'ikika kawaha. He was present there. Shot, what's that? Shatlain has to kawaha. There's a big mountain situated there. So it's like, it got to be there. And then there's other ways to use this to talk about Du'ishu kawaha. It hit his elbow. Chukuwaha. It's still outstanding. So it's got like so many different uses. He's heading that way. It's heading for that place. It's become it came to be that it came against him and encountered him Uqajaqi atawe dukake akawaha. There was game waiting for him to be killed. You know, so this kage is another way of saying like yes. But yes on its own is sort of like more like a gift or a favor. But like kage, and especially like kage yes, would mean like it's something that's kind of, I guess the way that I heard Nora use this, would she'd say, we're working for the benefit of our future generation. So that kage has more to do with like kind of a benefit, or maybe like some kind of, I don't know, it's a little bit more, it's just a little different. Being a bank teller is the task that fell to him. So the same thing, do kage kawaha would probably be like more like it was like your fate. It was something that was supposed to come to you. A'iti kawaha do kakil kustiki kakawahayi. It is only fitting that he should be at his uncle's potlatch. So to take the place of sometimes. And then it could just mean like something, iti kawaha, he missed out, yakak. So like what we see is this kawaha is going to alter depending on what we put in front of it, right? So yaka, gede, yanade would be like sort of over in that vicinity. Achiti yanade kawaha we guj, that hill is over towards my house. Chushinade akautzaha. He blames himself for it. So it's one of these extremely powerful Tlingit verbs that has lots and lots of uses. And it has to do with like kind of fates or happenings or occurrences. But in this case, like there's something out there. And especially when they start using language like this, it's like there's something important. There's something, you know, going on over there. Anyways, check those out. If you haven't looked at that Lear book, those notes, it's so worth just browsing through. Okay. Uk Natu.
Ki de duatin anach ke akaganche we ʼaan.
Sheesh. So what do we get out of this one? If anybody's trying the chat one, I don't know what's going on. It disappeared on me. Oh, let me try this. There it is. Okay, now it's back. Okay. Deki de duatin. How do we interpret that one?
Inland.
Dakte. That would be dakte. Dakte duatin. So the duatin. So de ki de is way out to sea.
Okay. I looked at that. I was looking at that wrong.
Yeah. It's on the right track. It's one of those types of things. And then what is the duatin part?
He looked out. Or he looked out to the ocean.
You would say de ki de outleqain. That's like he looked out that way. Or you could say de ki de outletin. He watched it. He watched way out there. Outleqain would probably be what it is. And so, but we should know this one from like chatin, iyatin, ayatin. But then we have duatin. And then this is one of the ones where like once we have the du, like somebody is doing that thing. Usually duatin means it can be seen, right? So like a contrast for this would be Wash way. Gleikach enach nosium, gwash White Sox, ye hasaya sock one canines. Achowe way. Hasayach akwabus, ya hashuka ahas. Wasatu asakwe nosium. How? Hesh hasaka. Aka away way. To ish. Hesh dutini. Tag'a. So Heshdutini would mean it's not seen, right? So the mosquito that is not seen. So duotine means it can be seen. It's really, I guess, how I would translate that. So de ki de duotine. Or you could say it is seen. There's a couple different ways to kind of interpret that. Anach, I'm going to erase that part. Anach ke akaganji we ʼaan. What do we got there?
Burning up along there, that fire.
What's that?
It was burning up along there, that fire.
Yeah, so akagunji. So gun is what we're going to look up, right? So akagunch is like it's always burning up, right? Or lit, right? So really, like if we look at this verb, again, we can go here. We'll look up gun or gone. And then we get, so there's a bunch of them, and there's a related group of them too. Like there's gone, which is outside, gone, which is a smoke hole, or also the hole on the top of a baby's head that's not, when the skull's not fully formed, that's called like the little smoke hole. And then we see all these things with gun, low tone, and that has to do with fire, gun, short, high tone, and that's firewood. They're all related, and then this is the verb root, which is to light or to burn. And sunburn is on there. So we see the S classifier is for somebody to burn something, not skin, because that's a different verb. Same with cutting, and for our future like slasher, Halloween, Tlingit horror movie, you don't hush people when they're alive. You do something different. And so, but this is the one that we're looking for, because we can see that there's, oh wait, sorry, it's this one. And we know it's this one because there's the there in front of it. It's burning, catching a light, and then it's also doing this at a place, right? So when we look at the Naish Story Dictionary, when we see this A with the dash, that means usually at a place, and then there's a suffix that jumps onto that dash mark. And we write it a little bit different these days. Like, let's see, she might have this one. So there's the L. So we're looking at this one right here. So here she has P for place, and then it says T, but it could be something else. It could be a different suffix, and that's what the tilde is telling you. A ka, so a thematic, ka is your theme, zero, gone, it's a zero motion verb. And then we should see, that's a little different, at akuganj. Anach ke, oh, because it's probably K. So like, it's a slightly different verb than that one. But we got the ke akaganji, which means anach ke akaganji. So there's a bunch of different things that's being communicated here. So anach is along it or through it. ke akagunji would mean it's burning up, like upwards. Like, flames are shooting up or something, like this is something a volcano might do, or like, to really talk about this burning motion that's going up. So you could say it could be seen way out to sea. And there's different ways. Like you could say like flames are bursting up, maybe. And then that fire. Okay. Okay. Adusa kakwatu yata.
Ayaya yidat yu yude kinach ke kaganji khan. Aya yayande asaya he yande.
Okay, chish. Aya ya yidat. How do we interpret that part?
Right now,
Yudekinach ke kaganji khan. It's one sort of interconnected piece right there.
that fire burning far out at sea.
Yeah, and so burning, and again, with this K kagunji, we probably got it, that's like shooting, it's like, the flames are bursting up or coming, upwards. So it's up to us, we could, there's different ways we could sort of say it. It's already been said. We could sort of just have burning at this point. That's totally fine. Ayah ya yande asa ya hey.
Would that mean towards the shore he wants it, or he wills it, he intends it?
Yeah, I think asa ya hey. Like, let's just go find that one. We'll look under hey. I think it's under ha. So want to, intend to, be decided about. So I would say he wants it to come ashore. Right? So it's out to sea, and so yende would always, in that case, it would mean towards the shore, right? And then we get a lot of repetition in Tlingit. And I think we'll do this one. It's kind of spreading across the pages here, so let's just do this one in chunks. Who wants chunk number one?
Awe to hate at hunt awe ugooch.
Okay. And how do we interpret that one?
There again, arriving at it, next to it, this Uguch, he is always going.
Yeah, right? So there's all the pieces, right? Hate-ah. Hate-ah is this one right here, or these ones, right? And so it's just saying like some of them, and it's also saying where they are. So you say wait-ah, hate-ah, yat-ah, ute-ah, those ones that are playing for the Utah Jazz. Awe tsu hate at hunt awe ugutch. So with the repetition stuff that we've got, the way we sort of put something like this together, which has a lot of pieces, right? Like as we go through, so awe, again, these ones or this one nearby, and then we get the T on both of these things, which is interesting. Chant awe ugutch. So chant uagut would mean he or she went to that person, went to be by that person, went to visit that person. There's a lot of different ways you can interpret that, right? So you could say, I'm going to go visit my mom. That chan means to be next to, usually a person. And so in this case, aweh to hate at chant aweh ugutch. Anybody want to take a shot at putting all those pieces together?
He's always going there to be next to him. He's always arriving there next to him.
Yeah, so next to him. So, and then the hate at, we do a little bit of interpretation work here. And I would probably say he keeps going up to the ones near him, right? And then ne. This is an old way of like saying, hey. Right, let's give you that one. Yudekidek shedak idakin. Yudekidek shedak idakin.
Maybe we'll fly out there.
Maybe you will fly out there. And we'll put the way out to sea part because it's in there. Maybe we'll fly way out to sea. Yuchan achchinach yan yasiyek.
Well, that fire to my possession. And then I had two things, like that verb yek. There's yek, leer, for an animal to carry it in his mouth, but also like to tie it up in a rope or lead it. So I couldn't figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, so there's yik, but there's a couple. If we look at this, yasayek. So we're going to look for the ya thematic, and then we're going to look for the S classifier. And we'll just kind of look through, because yik and yek are often interchangeable. Well, here's an S classifier one, which is to pull or to hoist up. Here's one, to lead on a string, to pull along. And that one has ya and se. And I don't see any other kind of candidates that have that. And so to lead on string, to pull along is kind of interesting. And so yeah, let's go. Oops. So we have ausiyik, to market. Judiyik, pull. Audiyik, to get pulled into the current. Akausiyik, wusiyik, wudiyik. Pull in a halibut line. Akayik, asyik, So again, we see like all these similarities. Some of these are talking about marking a line, spreading things out, reeled in by a winch, pulling it up. I'm looking for Yéil. Is tying it up with a rope and tying it up like a dog, leading it. And so there it is. You know, this is the verb. But as far as like how do we interpret this, ʼaan Yéis Sháatkʼ, that fire. So he's saying, maybe you will fly way out to sea and bring that fire to me. And we'll just sort of probably just leave it at that and just say there's some really interesting things going on with how he's talking about doing this, because there's all these different carrying verbs, and it could be related to biting, because yéil, it's for like especially a dog to bite a person or to bite. And so it's something that we might sort of look around a little bit more, but you know, Yéil Sháatkʼ would mean you brought it all the way, right? So again, it's sort of, there's just some really interesting things, like when you're saying nach Yéil Sháatkʼ, you'll bring it over here so that I could have it, maybe because it's going through the possession instead of saying, you know, just a straight cheat ti, which would be, you know, the T is on there, but instead we see nach. So along my possession, through my possession, and it's probably because it's fire, and it's saying just bring it over here so I could have it. Is probably, and bring that fire so I can, maybe. Anayu yudikinach ke kaganch. We could say fire is bursting up. Way out there, right? Anybody want to read this? This part's fun.
Hada, Tashade.
How are we going to interpret this one? And you can say hada, hatla, hado. Depends on where you're from.
Jeez. No way.
Yeah, kesh adeh. That's a good, like, no way, right? Then you can just, and we've seen this kesh adeh on to some long forms of a verb, and it means can't do the verb. But just kesh adeh on its own is like, no way. Because that's why a lot of times we'll translate like kesh adeh un qatayi. He couldn't sleep. There was no way he could sleep. Kesh adeh aden qagudiyeh. There was no way he could walk. She could walk over there, he or she. Kesh adeh ye unachsaneyeh. There's no way I can do that, right? I can't do that, right? Like if they said, jump over this thing and then do these monkey bars and then flip around. I'm like, kesh adeh ye unachsaneyeh. Like, there's no way. Or I guess that's he or she. Okay. Now, this part. There's a little bit of repetition. We'll just take that out. When you're writing down what somebody's saying, there's always, there's what we call like false starts. And so they might say, do you write them both, or do you just write one of them? It's kind of, it'll be your decision. Who wants to read that one? Sheesh. How do we interpret that? Oh, we got to put our quotation marks up.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. And then in this context, there's another way we can interpret that.
Like I'd never do that, or
I don't want to.
I want to.
So you could say, and so again, like this one phrase, there's multiple ways to interpret this. I don't like it. I don't like to. I don't want it. I don't want to. It can work for any of those types of things, and sort of the context gives us how that's being used, right? Like, someone could be trying to give me something, right? Nah, giwa, right? Like I don't want that. And so in this case, like I don't want it. I don't want to. That's probably how I would probably have this, just because he's walking around, and this is how Raven usually asks people to do things. Kusheh dak idaqin. Maybe you'll fly way out there. I don't want to. Kleyu yandisqich.
Is what was said.
And then, so like, what is the difference between yandukich and yandusqich, right? So here's what the first one would look, and they both have you on the front of it, right? So instead of you, yandusqich would have you, yandukich. And those are doing different things. What are they doing differently?
One has the S classifier added.
Yes. And then it also has something else. And so I'll show you another form so you can see. So another way that you'll see these is you'll say like ye yawaqa. And then you'll get ye yawsiqa. They're very similar, but there's something a little bit different going on.
It was said, or like he or she said it, he or she versus he or she said it to him.
Yes. So is what was said to him. And then because it's got the repetitive, I would probably say, I don't want to is what is being said to him. Or it keeps being said, right? We might just sort of keep teasing this out. And so this is, if you're going to use ye yawaqa or a yawsiqa, it's sort of like, because you could say ye yawaqa, that's what he said. But if you say ye khat yawsiqa, that's what he said to me, right? And so what it's doing is it's really, the biggest thing is it's putting an object in there. Yawaqa does not have an object. It's just saying, it's just straight quotes. But then yawsiqa is saying quotes to somebody, right? It was specifically, and that's why yawsiqa could also be interpreted, depending on the context, as a promise or to name the price of something, because it's being said directly to somebody. Oops. Siri don't know. Oops, and again. Okay, maybe we'll stop there. We got a few lines through. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about this finding guide, which I don't know if I've shared this with everybody, but I will put this on our class website tonight. And so what this is, so I'll zoom out a little bit. This is one version. I think there's several others that are out there. That's sort of the Dauenhauer collection is what we call this collection of tapes that includes tapes that Nora Dauenhauer recorded and that Johnny Marks recorded and that Rosita Whirl recorded and that were part of the SNEP program and that Constance Nash and Jillian Story recorded and that Frederica de Laguna recorded. And so it's all of those and probably several others. So they were recording and then gathering tapes from other folks. And then it all got digitized. And then Sea Alaska Heritage Institute hired some fluent speakers to just listen to just about everything and make notes of what's on these recordings. So you have access to this stuff as a learner. There's lots of it out there, but I want to put this finding guide onto our class website so you can say, hey, and you can sort of look at this document and do a search, and let's put Chukanadi and just see, oops. Oh, because I spelled it wrong. So here's, and we could say, well, what do they have for Chukanadi? And so you see, oh, she starts telling the story of Glacier Bay. There's a cry song, a peace song, laughter and fun. And then we'll go find something else. Native songs, commemoration, second reel of the original, collection of cry songs, spirit song. So there's a lot of songs on here. Elders of Chukanadi Fort House. This area is now dried up. These people are thanking the recorder for documenting the Tlingit language. So there's some heavy stuff in here sometimes. Lots of songs, cry songs, other songs, but there's also stories, strongman, an octopus. But basically, if you look through this stuff, like here's a Tlingit, and if you're interested in one of these, this is the process that I like to follow. As you say, this is the important part. And it says tape 324. You say, hey, I'm looking for tape 324. I want to listen to this one. And then what I'll do is usually what I'll do with these ones is I'll put them up onto tlingitlanguage.com under the audio tab, and then I'll usually just put it like, it'll just look like this, tape 82 side A. And then you can listen to it, and there's this little button here, and you can just download the whole thing. But this is how I like to share stuff from the Dauenhauer collection. Also, if you have recordings or you know people that do, and if they want them to be used by language learners, you can get me a copy, and I'm happy to put this stuff up there or to hold on to it and to build more of these finding guides so that folks can know about it, access stuff, because you should be at a point now where you're trying to fill your gaps with Tlingit. And some of this stuff, like here's Willie Marks telling the story of Anakidak, Natsechane, and so it could be cases where you already know the story or you know a version of the story, and so it'd be great to listen to. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I haven't been able to open the recordings links. And I know I sent some of you guys links to some of the stuff for these book projects that we've been working on as well. And so I'll have to maybe have a phone call with some of you that haven't been able to open it and see if we can troubleshoot that. Because I know sometimes I'll set stuff to be shareable and it's not shareable, so I can try a Dropbox link as well and see if we have any better luck with that. Any questions? Okay. So here's our woman who married a bear story. So we got, she got used to, after a while she thought living in a cave was great, right? And then we get this image, and then we go down, and we get these lines. We do anidach do ish kadu kla kadu ik has do dot has shtukau de hit. How do we interpret that part? We do anidach do ish kadu kla kadu. Oops, there's ka ka. Kadu ik has do dot has shtukau de hit.
At her home, her father and mother and her brother are worried or anxious.
Yeah. So way to Andach from her village, her father and her mother and her brothers do dot. And so this is where Tlingit is, which do? Who's the do, right? So we get do ani, do ish, do tla. This is all the same do, actually. Do dot has shtukau dechik. They are worried about her, right? So from her village, her father, her mother, her brothers are worried about her. So this kaudechit means troubled, anxious, concerned, worried. And then you've got, like, so I could say, idat shtukach dechit. I'm worried about you, right?
That SH, it indicates like they're reflective or reflects like you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah, like shtukau dechit is like, I'm troubled. That's how you can interpret that one. And so like, but in this case, like, they're troubled because she's not there. They're concerned. And so that, yeah, there's some moving parts to this. So we can go down and we say, hit, and we've got eraser, a mess, rubbing it off, is troubled, worried, messed up. Kashahitli means is messing people up and is troublesome. Like everybody's always worried about that person. And so shtukau dehit would mean they're just really super concerned. But shtukau dehit could also mean, in a different context, could mean I create trouble for myself. I'm troubled. Kusak shehu. That's what they call inacha.
Where is she?
Where is she, right? We throw the kushe in there, and we might say, where might she be, right? Gude sakushe wugud.
Did she go?
Where might she have gone? Du iqa has kushi kunyagich anachsa.
How many days were they searching for her?
Yeah, and so this is one where I'd probably, in hindsight, put a period instead of a question mark. Du iqa has kushi kunyagich anachsa. And Or maybe, I don't, yeah, how many days did they look for her? You can also interpret that as they looked for her for many days, right? So that chun yagich anachsa, it could be used as a question, right? Like I'm going to say, Deishu de kakwatakin, I'm going to Deishu. And you could say, chun yagich anachsa, for how many days, right? And then, and it could also be just this sort of open-ended thing that's just like, it's, I don't know how long it's been since I've seen, it's been many days since I've seen that person, right? I don't know. Question mark or no question mark? That's the question. I guess I'll leave it there. No, I'm going to take it off. I don't think it's a question. I think it's just like they looked for her for many days. Right? Kashtu da ityachas atwustin.
But they didn't see any sign of her?
Yeah. Kashtu da ityachas atwustin. They didn't see any sign of her. Okay. So do da it is her, somebody's body, right? Or body parts. And then the yach part is like. So it's like they didn't see any sign of her. Kashhas atwustin. They didn't see it. So now we get this nice one here. There's one bear, looking at another bear. Then we get tuwuk e du tuye yeti. Yadu yis chuchtin kuwa uwu.
She felt happy living with her young husband.
Yeah, she felt happy living with her. And then the yis we can interpret as either young or new. In this case, it's probably new, but it could be young. I mean, I guess it depends on the context, right? Because, and it could be both, right? Maybe she got a new young husband, but in this case, yeah, tuwuke, feeling good feelings, dutuyeyeti. And this is just, it's a speaker preference thing, because you could say dutuyake, and that does the same thing. Tuwuke dutuyeyeti. Maybe they're a little bit different, like just slightly. And I don't even know how to sort of say, like, dutuyake is like, she felt good. Tuwuke dutuyeyeti. Good feelings were inside of her. There's just a slight difference between those. Yadu yis chuch, with her, or this, her young or new husband. Tin is with, ku'u is to, or ku'u, to live with, right? In this case, tin ku'u. Okay. Yeqwa ashyawsiqa. Kash akhyade atqishqin khan itayi. Tleitqa qinaqa adasawe. Yeqwa ashyawsiqa. Just did the yawsiqa one.
Well, he told her though, don't look around towards my face beside me in your sleep.
Yeah. So then he told her though, Yeqwa ashyawsiqa. So there's the Ush, and she is the Ush. She's the main character. Yawsiqa, he said to her, Kesh akhyade atqishqin. Don't look towards my face. Don't look at me. You could say, if you just said Kesh akhyade atqishqin, don't look in my direction. There's different ways you can interpret that, right? And you could also say, you could say that too, which is don't look at my face. Khan itayi, when we're sleeping, when we're sleeping next to each other. Khan itayi. Don't look at me when we're sleeping next to each other. Chesqaqan dakit tiyi aqa awet sa akhyade atqilqin. And I have to check I'll go back because this qilqin, there's something really interesting going on in there too, because it's not quite, because we have qesh, I would probably say qesh akhyade qilqin is probably like a literal interpretation. That would probably be, you're not going to look at my face, right? And I'll have to check and make sure that this isn't kaqilqin, or maybe akqilqin. Maybe I didn't hear that right. Because I think that one might have a in front of it. Yeah, it should have the in front of it. So it's probably this. So instead of, because we would expect this to be shesh, and then this to have, some sort of ik or jik or chik, to be a prohibitive, right? To say, don't do that thing. So we'll go down here and we'll look for qeen, and then you would see shesh ach ishqainik. So that would be the prohibitive form. And so I do think what we're seeing here, and what I didn't write down correctly, ade aqqilqain and kesh ade aqqilqain. So then I would expect kesh akhyade aqqilqain khan itayi. You are not going to look at my face when we're sleeping. Chesqaqan dakit tiyi aqa awet sa akhyade aqqilqain. So this one would be in the future positive. Chesqaqan dakit tiyi. How do we interpret that part?
Just when the sun is up?
Just when the sun is up, right? Qaqan, dakit, up above, ti, to be, yati, right? Just qaqan, dakit, ti, just when the sun is up. And then, and only then, aqa'await sa. So aqa'await is and then, aqa'await sa is and only then, right? Only after you've eaten your vegetables can you have the cupcake or whatever. Akhyate aqqilqin. Oh, okay. I solved my own error. Hooray. All right. Okay, gonna cheesh. Wednesday, we'll probably just get together for an hour, so that if you got kids, you can go trick, or maybe you just go yourself. Go get candy, do whatever, go do something scary. We'll try and share some, if you're up for it, we could share a few scary stories in Tlingit if you guys want to. If you don't want to, I don't know what to tell you. I guess just say, "Text a day," and then we'll see what happens. And as bring any questions you have. Those of you who are coming here for the language summit, we'll talk about that in the days leading up to it. So you know what to expect. We'll do a little bit more of that probably next week. I'll show you the layout. I'll show you the plan. I'll show you the agenda. because there's two primary reasons. One is to gather the existing fluent speakers, give them a chance to talk to each other, give them a chance to be recorded, because we're losing them. And then two is get the advanced learners and those who can understand Tlingit but have a tough time speaking it, have a chance for us to sort of interact. But it is not a big, open, public thing. It is going to be pretty structured to try and really maximize the amount of time we're spent in Tlingit. So we might need some help sort of conveying that information to other people. We want everybody to come. But this is not just going to be to get together and talk about. It's to use our language and to really give it primacy. So I hope you guys can make it. It's November, what is it, 12th to the 14th? Yisikuksha?
13 to the 15th.
Yeah, well, I'm just on the planning committee. 13th to the 15th. So there won't be class, like that will be class. And so if you can't make it, it's going to be recorded. I think it's televised and broadcast. I'll have a little bit more of that information in the days leading up. But if you have a chance, you should come. There will potentially never be this many speakers gathered in one place at one time. So it's exciting and also scary. But gunchish tlach konachach tu yake kadain yeji neyi hayu chetangi dad yakechawe ucha.
Sheesh.
Gonna sheesh.